Good morning. My name is Gareth Boshoff. The topic that I'll be focusing on is substance abuse for grade 7 life orientation that can be found in the CAPS document on page 14. The content area of substance abuse falls under health, social, and environmental responsibilities. The learning outcomes for this lesson are to describe what substance abuse is, to identify the various forms of substance abuse, and to understand and recognize the symptoms of substance abuse in both behavior and appearance. Learners should be able to create a poster that can explain what substance abuse is and provide information about the various types and symptoms of substance abuse. Learners should also be able to label the various types of substances found within society, as well as develop awareness around substance abuse within societies. I just want to share the screen quickly so I can show the presentation. Can everyone see the slides properly? Okay, that's good. Now, before we start the lesson, discuss in pairs what you think drugs are and how they are consumed. I'm going to give you a few minutes so you can just discuss this with your group members. Okay, time is up. We're moving on to the next slide. What individuals feel when drugs are consumed? People can feel crazy at some times. They can feel happy when taking the drugs. They can feel sick, and they can even feel relaxed when they're busy consuming the drugs also. Now that you have an understanding of what drugs are, what do you think substance abuse is? I'm going to allow you guys to discuss this quickly in your groups, and then we'll move on and watch a video that will give us the definition of what substance abuse is. Okay, time is up. I'm going to play the video now, which will explain what substance abuse is.
So what is substance abuse? Substance abuse is categorized in the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual as an individual using a substance to the extent that it becomes abusive to themselves and an abuse of the substance. Oftentimes, this looks like an individual who then begin to have a dysfunctional life, either not going to work or not planning things properly because of the abuse of the substance. They oftentimes then start to plan their lives around accessing the substance and using the substance. And then you soon see a deterioration of their functioning, the social functioning, the occupational functioning, and the functioning of their relationships. The substance is not then used for any sort of recreational purpose, but very definitely in a destructive way.
Okay, so now that we've heard what substance abuse is, who can give me a few examples of the different types or forms of substance abuse? Right, let's have a look at these different forms of substance abuse on the next slide. Okay, so the types of forms of substance abuse that you get alcohol, inhalants, prescription drugs, cigarettes, meth, mandrax, and the most common one, marijuana. Going into more detail on the next slide, I'm going to go and talk about the characteristics and effects of the 7 types that were in the previous slide. So for the first one, alcohol, it's the oldest form of substance abuse. It affects the brain nerves cells. Anger and violence can occur when you go and take it. Brain and liver damage will also occur after taking the substance for a long period. The next one is inhalants. There's a temporary high when you go and take the substance. Long-term use will cause permanent brain damage, poor memory, mood swings, seizures, and poor eyesight and blindness will occur once taking this drug for a long period. The next one is prescription drugs, which is usually painkillers or cough syrup. This is very dangerous because a lot of people take advantage of this type of substance because they don't believe it's that dangerous. The next one, cigarettes, is it contains nicotine, which is the most addictive substance. It can cause cancer and other diseases. And for actual fact, it forms more stress inside the body. Number 5, meth. The examples there are tick, meth, speed, and there's many more that fall under this category. It's addictive after you take the first hit. You have an extreme high when you go and you take it. When individuals do take this substance, there are various mood swings and emotions that they demonstrate. Number 6, mandrax, also called buttons. When you mix dacha and crushed up mandrax, this can be called white pipe. When you take this more often, you will end up having an overdose. And if you carry on afterwards, after having the overdose, you'll have another overdose. Users experience blurred vision, slurred speech, slower reactions, and thinking. Then the most popular one, which everyone knows, is marijuana, also known as dacha or weed. When you take marijuana, you'll have a feeling of relaxation, and causes that you'll have are slow reaction, memory difficulty, hallucinations, feelings of paranoia, and also marijuana can cause cancer. Now onto the next slide. I'm now going to hand out a word search that I would like you to complete in pairs. You need to highlight all the different substance abuse, all the different forms of substance abuse found within the word search. I'm going to give you around 5 minutes to complete this in your pairs. Right, time is up. Please make sure that you mark all the correct highlighted ones that you can see in the slide. And then also, can you highlight all the different types that you see in the slide? I'm going to move on to, I wanted to ask you guys now, can anyone tell me what they think are the 3 main substances used within South Africa? I'm going to give you a few minutes just to think about this before I reveal to you guys what the top 3 used substances are. Okay, so what are the top 3 substances abused in society? South African treatment centers have stated that the top 3 drugs used that are causing individuals to be admitted into rehabs are the first one, cannabis, the second one, tuck, and the third one, crack and cocaine. For the rest of the lesson, I want you to complete this next activity, which is based off the different symptoms of substance abuse. And in the next lesson, we'll mark this activity. Thank you.